Hi y'all. So today I'm participating in a fiber arts collaboration with Ambi's Craft Breeds, Mama Cat Homestead, and Straw Family Farm. So there's 21 questions, and this is to tell you a little bit more about what my journey in the fiber arts. So question number 1, who are you? So I am Sandy with Sandy's Travel and Gardening Adventures. 2, when and why did you start knitting, crocheting, spinning, or weaving? Well, I started out real young. My grandparents, they, both sides of my family, they're from West Virginia, so they did a lot of quilting. But as I was growing up, my mom decided that her 2 girls were not going to lay around in the summers and just do nothing. So around the age of 8, for me, my sister is 3 years older than I am, so about 11 for her. We started going to all different types of classes on crafting, musical instruments, and stuff in the summers. So we started out with cross stitch, knitting, crocheting, a little bit of painting, ceramic arts, guitars, pianos, everything. So that's how we started out. And then when I was in high school, dated a boy. I was going to say man. He's a man now, but he was a boy then. And his mother taught me to do a granny square. So so then I found out that I liked that a lot better than knitting, knit and purl. So question number 3, what is your favorite and proudest make? I don't have one because I'm really critical about everything I do, so the only thing I can think of is the Plarn rug that I made for this living room floor, and it took me about a year of cutting and knitting, well, crocheting it. So number 4, what is my most disastrous make? I don't have any. Nobody sees them if I make a disaster out of it. I basically take it all out, start all over again. Number 5, do you have a favorite place to buy yarn or fiber, local or online? I get it for wherever it's cheaper. Number 6, what is your most used or loved pattern? It would actually be the granny square because it's fast and I don't have to think about it. After the first few rows, then it's all automatic for me. What is my most dreaded knitting, spinning, crocheting task is? And that is casting on or chaining to begin a knitting or crocheting project. I can't count worth crap. So I get distracted easy. My mind, says squirrel. So off it goes and I have to recount and recount and recount. So yeah, that's the most dreaded thing, is starting a project. And number 8, what is my favorite task, is actually ending it, because then I can move on to something else. So I'm really excited about ending projects. Number 9, what is your favorite crafting entertainment? And it has to be movies. I love to sit, knit, crochet, and watch movies. And I'm not particular. It could be something I've watched 100 times before. But my favorite movie of all times is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. And I probably watch that about 4 or 5 times a month. So I do like romantic comedies and the Hallmark Channel. Christmas movies, any Christmas movie works too. And it doesn't have to be Christmas. So 10, for patterns, do you prefer books, magazines, Revelry, or you rather make up your own? Well, I do everything backwards. I don't start with a pattern. That is my ending in the process of trying to figure out what I'm going to make. I find the yarn first, then I figure out what I want to do with it. So the yarn, and then, you know, usually the needle for the gauge of the yarn. And then I try to find a pattern or something that I can use it with. So it's kind of backwards. I don't set out to make one thing, and so I like the yarn. That's what I get. And so, let's see here. Number 11. What is your favorite brand of knitting needles and crochet hooks? Mine would have to be Boyd, because it doesn't have, some of the knitting crochet hooks that you find have little burrs on the ends where the hook comes around, where the cast on, they don't smooth it out, but Boyd tends to smooth theirs out, and it doesn't get hung up on my needles. I mean, in my yarn. So what is my favorite notion or tool? It's my collection of crochet hooks. Number 13, what is your current favorite project? Well, I have 3 projects going on. Let me show you. So I'm making dishcloths. Aren't they pretty? Then I have another Plarn rug that I'm making. And for crocheting, I'm making a blanket. So this will be a twin size blanket, 70 by 90. I do have some other sewing projects going on, using the sewing machine and fabric. So it's kind of sort of what I feel like for the day is what I work on. So let's see here. Question number 14. My favorite place to knit, crochet, or spin in public. And it would have to be on airplanes, in airports, and doctor's offices. I have a lot of time on my hands just sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting. I like to stay busy, and I don't like using up all the memory on my phone or the data, and sometimes you can't sit around and keep your phone plugged in to charge. So watching movies on my phone and stuff is kind of out. So I crochet. And you get a lot of unsolicited advice though when you crochet in public. One lady actually told me that I was crocheting wrong, that I was holding my needle backwards. So let me see if I have a needle here. Yes. So I hold my needle like this. Well, she told me I needed to hold it like this, and to work it this way. Well, I tried her way for a little bit, and it totally screwed me up. So I went back doing it the way I was taught and the way I know how. So not everything works for everybody. So let's see here. Number 15, what is your favorite fiber arts book? Well, I like old books. I don't go out and buy fiber art books for patterns and stuff, and I guess I should. I do download things and make files of projects that I do like and want to try someday. But the Foxfire book series, book number 1, has some quilting square projects in there that I like. And Foxfire book number 2, spinning and weaving. So one section of it, let me see if I can get to it. It tells you how to make how to spin everything from raising sheep to weaving cloth. And it has actual directions in here on how to make a loom. So right there. And then another book that I like is the Back to Basics, and this is a Reader's Digest book. And it has some sewing projects in there too that I like. And I collect old books, so this is some really good information, and it's about a lot of different things. So check those out, the Foxfire book series. and the Back to Basics. You can find those on thriftbooks.com. That's where I get most of my books at. Okay. And question number 16, do you have any other hobbies? Well, as you know, I like to garden. I do a lot of photography. I have been a professional photographer, and sewing and traveling. So question number 17, if you could meet anyone in the fiber arts community, who would it be? And I don't follow the fiber arts community very much, so YouTube. I'd like to meet Mrs. Rain from Rain Country. I think that would be cool. So rapid fire questions, there's 4 of them. First one is knit or crochet, and I would say crochet, it's faster. 19, weaving or spinning, and I would have to say weaving. 20, colors or neutral, definitely both. I mean, can't have one without the other. I mean, it makes things pop when you have color and neutral in a project. 21, sweater or socks, definitely sweaters. I don't think I'd be any good at making socks, but I'll try that one day. But anyway, there you have it. That's me. And hopefully you learned a little bit of something about me and how I got to start my projects and what I'm doing now. So anyway, if you are in the fiber, if you do stuff with fiber arts and want to take part, please feel free to make a video, and I'll post all the questions down below. And also link over to Straw Family Farms, Ambi Craft Reads, and Mama Cat Homestead, so you can check them out too. And I will talk to you later. Thank you for watching. I love you all. Bye-bye.